Yes. This meeting is being recorded after we've just chatted about the chaos of our days and what we're diffusing. And we didn't even talk about what we're drinking in our cups of tea.
Oh, yes.
Welcome to Thriving Thursdays. It's wonderful to have you with us, or if you're watching on the playback and you're like me and you're juggling small people and this is a crazy time to jump online, then good on you for still watching us back. So I'm really excited about tonight because you're going to hear a little bit from all of us on a few different things, and it's a recap session, so I can see a few people that have been on every week for this series. So welcome to you guys, and if you are watching this and you have not been on any of these sessions before, then you are in for a little bit of a taste tester, I would say. Would that be right, guys? I'm just going to share my screen so that you can see. And there we go. Is that right? Is that okay?
Nice slides, Jess. I like it.
And Tony is recording, so make sure you've got your people view, so it's not with everybody's faces. Oh, you're all over it, aren't you? You know how to do that. I saw a recording before there was. So welcome, guys. This is a bit of a series overview, and it's also going to be a little bit of an intro into next series that we're going to be doing. So quickly first on a recap, because we've been doing, this is week 9. So if you can't remember what you had for breakfast last Tuesday, chances are you cannot remember what we talked about in the first week. So here's a great reason for us to recap, right? So here's the contents. Look at what we've done. So I've got my oils, now what, nutrition and supplementation, women's health and hormones. We've got essential oils for every age, natural therapies and pain, stress, sleep, emotions, healthy home, and essential skincare. And this is just the top 8 topics that we chose. This is not all the things that you can do, but just to keep it simple as we possibly can. How's that line up, right? Type in the comments what your favorite week was. Go, type. What's your favorite week? I know what Tony's, actually, I don't know what Tony's going to say. So here's a question for those of you who have recently just got started with doTERRA, or if you're recently gone, hold on, I have like this container of oils and I don't know what I'm doing with it. So I was jumping in to watch these sessions to go, you know what, I've got these oils in my home and I'm not getting the best advantage from them. This question is also for you. So why did you decide to pick up that amber bottle again? What was it that you were looking for? What was the thing that made you go, oh, jeepers, my stress levels are getting out of control, or that child is barking through the night with that cough and I'm looking for something else? Or, you know what, I would like to be removed from relying on somebody else for my healthcare all the time. I'm asking some deeper questions of how I can support my body in the long term. That might be you. If you feel to share in the comments, go for it. What got you started? You are the most important person in this case, okay? Your health, your goals, your body. You have an amount of control that you've gained. So where are the gaps? Where are the gaps in that? I know Sofia's got a really powerful story, and you're the people that I can see at the top of my screen, so I'm going to keep talking to you guys about going down the medical path with one of her kids' unwellness and then switching over to some gut things, really, and then using essential oils and having a really powerful story around that. If you don't know her story, I've got something similar with one of my kids, and also, you know, time and time again with mental health issues. Like, we could share so much stuff from those of us who are running these sessions. So if you don't know some of our personal stories, we've got hundreds of them. If you don't have your own, if you don't have that one thing, even if it's like, I've got digestive issues and Digest-Zen just helps soothe me after a meal. Or where are your gaps? Where are you going, okay, I got started with essential oils because I was really keen to deal with my pain and I don't feel like I'm there yet. That's okay too. We're okay with that. This is a learning journey, and wellness is for life. It is not just, I nailed it in an 8-week program and now I'm good, happy days, healthy forever, right? We're dynamic human beings. So this is a question. So your order is in, and then now what? So this is just a refresh for people. And I've just popped this slide in here because we know that essential oils are incredibly powerful and very effective. But we don't know you. We don't know your body. But the cool thing is that you do, and you are the person who is in charge. If there's anything that will keep me talking like this every week and every day actually in my life, is about empowering people to take charge of their own healthcare. So welcome to the best kind of healthcare that there is, and it's knowing what is best for you and for your future self. So you are more in control than what you think. I can't tell you time and time again, when people come into the emergency department and they're just waiting for the doctors to tell them what to do, and then they just go and do what they're told, and even if it doesn't sit right with them, or if they're like, okay, that's amazing, but what else? And it's like, well, this is not what we're here for. You need to fill in those gaps yourself. And if you hadn't made those particular lifestyle choices up until this point, then you probably wouldn't be in this situation. So again, no one is responsible for your health, not me, not your mum, not the government, no one but you. I know it's a hard pill to swallow, and I've probably got my nurse voice on there, didn't I? My nurse mum voice. But it's true, we're in charge of our own health. So let's talk about essential oils, because we know and love them, and we've got some incredible things that have changed in our worlds because of them. How do we use them? How do we use them? What is your favorite way to use them? So aromatic, we talk about using a diffuser, really simple, really easy, really low risk, great from babies to end of life, gentle, but also effective. So if you're flicking your diffuser on in the morning, when you turn the kettle on, if you're a hot cuppa drinker in the morning, you're diffusing through the night, you're diffusing on your office in the day, or you're putting them on your skin. Tell me some of the ways that you are enjoying using essential oils aromatically. What is your best way of using them? My baby just got cedarwood and easy air on, like from the bottle straight on his onesie before he walked out the door. That's an aromatic use. That's not topical, because it's not actually going on his skin. It's not being absorbed into his bloodstream. That's aromatic as well. Topical, that's going on your skin. Internal or oral. So if you're drinking essential oils, then that's taking things internally, taking them in a capsule. That's obviously getting internal. If you're taking something like copaiba, I was just writing a protocol for stress actually, and one of the things we were talking about was using copaiba and pressing it into the palate of your mouth. That's an oral use, so different from just taking them internally. Here's my really hot tip. You're going to hear me say this a lot tonight. It don't work if you don't get them out of the bottle. If you take one thing, you're smiling at me. I'm laughing at the people who are laughing at me, but for real, people say to me, oh, I don't really think that they're working for me. I'm like, okay, cool. How are you using them? How regularly are you using them? And are you using them topically when they really need to be used aromatically, for example? So if you're not getting the results that you desire, please review the basics. Reach out to one of us. We're here to support you. The healthcare is in your hands. You're in charge of yourself, but we are so well resourced from people and product. The education that we have in doTERRA is actually, I want to say second to none, but I never really understood that statement. I think it's world class. Like, it's really, we have access to legit experts in every area. Like, I know people that do essential oils for hormones, and that is it. Don't talk to them about their bench spray, because they're just doing it for hormones and they're really awesome at what they do. Or they're just looking at the emotional properties and they're using that for that arm of their business. So we have experts in every area. Obviously, we've got a lot of doctors and scientists and well-researched medical people, but the magic doesn't happen unless you take it out of the bottle. And how much does that magic happen? Well, it's up to you. How often are you using them and what methods are you using them? So here we go. I don't know, is Anna jumped in with us now? I heard another little ding. Oh, yay, she's here.
Yes, I'm back.
Perfect timing. So meet your mentors. So obviously, for you guys who have done the 8 weeks, you already know us, but I just wanted to drop this slide in here just to have an opportunity to say hi to everybody. So me, I'm Jess. Tony, do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
This is Tony, and we've also got, so Tony is down in Brisbane. Sofia, you want to say hi and tell me what topic you do the best. What do you love?
Hello. I just love the nutrition session and the low tox one.
Yes. So those are the sessions that Sofia teaches, and she has a what's your healthy gut business called?
It's called the Natural Switch, but yeah, I'm a gut health practitioner.
Gut health, yes. So you're an integrative health practitioner, so it's wonderful to have Sofia being really specific in those couple of sessions. I'm going to give her slides that she can speak to about that in a minute. And Anna, do you want to say hello to everybody and tell us where you're from? She's thinking about it. Oh, I should have said, how long have you guys been doing doTERRA? How long have you been using these products, Tony Wood?
Just about to have my 6th anniversary this month.
So we've been here for a little while, haven't we?
6 years, yeah. I'm going to my 6th.
Yeah, so we're pretty much expert status ourselves now, doing this every day. Sophia, how long are you? Is you about 5 years as well?
No, three and a half, I think.
Oh, well done. So Sophia is probably the freshest face. I think Anna is about 6 or 7 years as well. She might not be able to unmute herself.
I don't know what's going on tonight. I am here.
Yay.
Tech troubles. Yeah, I've been teaching for about that long and using them for my family for about 12 years.
Wow.
My favourite thing to do is just inspire people to the information they need or the person they need. So what you're saying, Jess, is so valid. Like, we've got specialists. I love being that link that connects people to what they need.
Perfect. That's so great. Tony, do you do this session? Are you doing this session next time?
Yeah, I love this session. It's week 1 and I love it for lots of reasons, because we want to get you using those oils, just like Jess said earlier. If you don't get them out of the bottles, they actually don't work. So this session really focuses on getting them out of the boxes, labeling them. We talk to you about where to keep them so you see them all the time. We introduce you to some daily routines and show you how to create those in your home. And this is when we introduce you to your healthy habits. So each week we encourage you to think about, something new that you can do with your oils. And we also talk to you about getting them into some rollers and some spritzers so that you can be putting them on your body and spraying them into the air. So as Jess said, this is just a little recap because most of you will have already seen this session. And if you haven't, then we're coming back next term. And I did mean to look up the date that we were going to be starting, and I haven't done that. So I'll do that.
I think it might be the 7th of October, but you might be able to check that for me.
Actually, that sounds right. Thursday. I think you're absolutely right. So Thursday the 7th. So we're not going to spend too much time on these. It's really just a recap because you should have seen it. And if you haven't, you can come back on the 7th.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Can you guys in the chat, because I know that you're all chatting away on the chat, healthy habits, what has been impactful for you? What's been simple to introduce? We talk about a different healthy habit every week. We don't expect you to do all 8 of them, but I think actually I do. Those of us who are been here for more than a couple of months probably use all of those things on the regular basis. But tell me in the chat what one of your favorite healthy habits is added in. This is on top of specific stuff that we talk about. Low tox living. Is this you, Sophia?
Oh yeah, that's me. Hang on a second. I'll pop that off my screen. Yeah, so I love this session.
Do you love a sewing machine?
No, that's such a random photo.
Such a random picture, but it went with my color scheme and all of my doTERRA images would not upload. So I had to be really creative really quickly. So it's so funny. It is indicative.
I like the colors though. I like
being
the vibe
in the home. Yeah, it's a good vibe. And being in the home and being creative. And if you can't sew, here we go. We'll teach you, right? Basic stuff, basic skills.
It's nice and earthy and fresh and warm. I love it. Yeah. Anyway, so low tox. So yeah, in that session, just talk about how the products in our home affect us and how, just the typical woman in the average morning getting ready for work or wherever she's going, that we actually expose ourselves to about 168 chemicals just in the morning in our daily routine. So if we think about the deodorant we use, the perfumes, the air fresheners, the makeup, body lotion and so on, it's just all builds up. And so it's not, in that session I talked about how it's not that one-off exposure, it's the fact that we're doing it each and every day, you know, for most of us, for all of our life. You know, we just get into this routine. And so what that does, we're absorbing it, we're inhaling these products over time, and they accumulate in our system. And that's where we start to, you know, it affects our gut microbiome, particularly this last year when we've been overdoing it with the sanitizers and the disinfectants and all of these types of products, you know, affecting our liver, affecting our hormones. And so it's kind of one of those silent things that we underestimate. We don't really think about the effects, and we assume that just because something's sitting on our shelf, we assume that it's safe. And I always like to remind people, just remember all the other things that are on the supermarket shelf, like, you know, cigarettes and Roundup and Johnson & Johnson baby powder, who've paid out billions of dollars in, you know, cancer cases, and they've got over 3,000 cases against them. And, you know, I can still go to my local Woolies and buy it if I wanted to. So I just think it really...
The beauty industry is not regulated, guys. Like,
yeah.
It's not safe like that. But what I love with this session, Sophia, is because you guys know that I am like not a DIY person, and I find that stuff really tricky, is that you make it really simple. I am appreciative of a good budget hack, and there is loads of those also in this session, because if you're like, well, to go all natural, it's really expensive, or it's really confusing, or it requires a lot of manual labor from me, then I feel like this session actually just myth busts a whole bunch of that stuff, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so I talk about both DIY and ready-made. If you're going to do one DIY, I would highly recommend just making a cleaning spray, like an all-purpose surface spray. I think that's the one. Even if you don't like DIY, anybody can do that. It's literally like 3 ingredients and you'll use it everywhere. But then in that session, I talk about, you know, your conventional products, what you can swap them with. And if you're going to prioritize, like if you are starting at the start of your journey and you don't know where to begin, I would prioritize 3 things. Probably one would be fragrances. So, you know, any air freshener sprays, fragrances, candles, stuff like that, or perfumes, like fragrance that you're putting on your body. The second, personally, I'd be looking at deodorant, because we're applying it to our lymph glands. And then thirdly, probably a cleaning spray, especially if we're using things like, you know, the spray and wipes or exit molds, that type of thing.
Yeah. That's awesome. And you break all of that down for us and give us easy recipes, and surprise, we're armed with essential oils that smell amazing. So the swaps there are really, really easy. I'm going to keep rolling because we could talk about each of these slides for ages. So I love this session, and type in the chat what swap you have made in your household since you've started with doTERRA, whether it was 6 years ago or whether it was 6 minutes ago. Tell me a swap that you have made in your household. Oh, this session is yours as well.
Oh yeah, hang on, I was looking at the chat. What was I talking? Oh yes, yeah. So this was just all about, again, why nutrition is important in terms of, you know, all the things that we're exposed to nowadays, the antibiotics, the processed foods, the food that gets, you know, the depleted soils, because often we think just because we're eating well, we don't actually need supplements. And that used to be true, and food, just a healthy diet used to be enough. But nowadays, because of, you know, the modern life that we lead, and we're under more stress and we get less sleep, our body, you know, is exposed to more toxins and more likely to be deficient. So yeah, it just talks about how you can, what we need nutrients for. And essentially, I think it's a helpful session if people are just using oils and they're not necessarily getting the results that they want. It kind of takes things to the next level. So it's like if you're using Ice Blue, but it's not really quite taking the edge, you know, off the pain, well, look at the Deep Blue capsules, for example. Or if you're just diffusing adaptive oil, and it's not enough for you, then look at the adaptive supplements. So just giving people another option that they can use together, just so it can have even more powerful effects.
And I would say don't realize how many supplements doTERRA have, right? So this session, you go through the doTERRA range of supplements, which people often didn't get started with. They get started with essential oils, and then they come to this session and go, oh, holy heck, I had no idea that there was this massive range.
And for every need of your life. Yeah, absolutely. But the top 3 I'd say from that would be the Lifelong Vitality, of course, the gut health range, so like the digestive enzymes and probiotics. And then the third would be probably adaptive for mental health.
Yes, the mental health thing. It is such a thing. Oh, Anna, are you talking to skincare?
Yes, I am. And this is tailoring it to whatever's going on for each of us. You know, we come with different skin types and different concerns, and we can customize and personalize our skin routine with our beautiful essential oils. So things like, you can see there, redness, scars, breakouts, brown spots, and aging. And then we also go through, for those of us who just want it already done, the skincare range, how to buy it affordably. There's some really great little tips and tricks we've got, you know, to buy the Barrage collection, for example, rather than buying each one individually. So we go through that as well. That's the skincare. Am I doing the next slide as well?
Oh, yes.
While I'm here. Yes, awesome. So pain, natural solutions for pain management, which I think appeals to everyone, whether you're dealing with chronic pain, occasional pain, emotional pain. Again, you can see there we've got, we talk about joint pain, muscle pain, digestive pain, head tension, and pain of the heart. So this is such a valuable topic, and I think, like I said, it's relevant to everyone. Yeah.
And we also dive a little bit deeper, specifically with some people on this one. We, like myself and Stacey Faye, is one of my leaders, and she often, well, she hasn't recently, but can jump in on these sessions. She's a myotherapist and musculoskeletal specialist and exercise physiologist. So she's one of our doTERRA leaders as well. So this is what she does full time for her job, dealing with pain, and then looking at, she also personally has rheumatoid arthritis. So we talk about, you know, changing your blood levels and looking what we can do. So that's like an add-on. And you'll hear me say this every time I do a session, it's like the tip of the iceberg, and then there's more layers underneath it. So Anna does a beautiful job of giving like the tip of the iceberg in this session, because it's quite deep. And it's quite varied along a lot of stuff, but there's definitely some wins in there. Type in the chat for me if you've had a win, if you've learned how to put ice blue on before your workout rather than just afterwards, or one other essential oil that's not ice blue that you love using for muscular discomfort. Tell me about that. Oh, look, there's me. I'm doing essential oils for every age. And this is because I'm the person who is, Tony's going to laugh at me. Am I like the jack of all trades person here? So I get this session. I think mostly because I have had a baby without, and then I've had a couple with essential oils world. And I also, being a registered nurse, I have a lot of time with the elderly and dying end of things. So I love running through this session from preconception, pregnancy, birth, newborns, toddlers, all the way up to your glory years. And I have been asked a few specific questions about end of life care. So I add that into the session as well. You'll talk to a lot of people in the natural health world who, not that it's a different world, it's real medicine. It's not like, it's traditional medicine, actually. It's not modern. This is the stuff that's been around since forever. You talk about womb to tomb drugging and how we start very young with medications for people. So there's a whole lot of really helpful, not just switches, but other alternatives to things and places to go first. And we're not anti the medical system, obviously, and we need that. We are not anti-drugs or you having Panadol in your house. We are advocates of that as well, but there's often solutions that you can use with essential oils really specifically before you can go to the other. For example, using lavender instead of going to the emergency department for your burn dressing. If you like, really powerful stuff like that, that will actually save you thousands of dollars. This is a really expensive point for a lot of people. So this is a great session too, if I don't say so myself. Oh yeah, and I'm doing this one too. That's just kind of how my color slides ended up, guys. That was a bit sporadic, wasn't it? So much in this. Mental health is health. I even wrote it as a point there. It is health. So we look at natural solutions here for quality sleep promotion, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, low mood. And I always look at essential oils, the gift of the earth, as enhancing everything positive that we're doing in our lives. I directly think that the days that I use more essential oils are better than the days that I don't. If I have something on hand, I know that I can change those moments that are getting quite highly stressful. Like I had an incident this afternoon where I was like, I just need some oils to like calm said person down, one of my little people, and also myself. And I probably should have sprayed it at the woman in the car next to me that was like being awful. Side note, somebody called Crime Stoppers on me today too. Which is a bit dramatic. I got a phone call saying, "Hi, I'm just calling you from Crime Stoppers." And someone had reported me for leaving my dog in the car. And the windows were all down and she's in a cage. And anyway, I'm like, do people not have better? She was like, look, clearly it's not a deal, but I'm calling you because they've reported you. And I was like, wow, that's a really interesting thing. So I needed some oils at that point. So having things on you all the time is a really key point with dealing with stress. Am I right? Yes, because those things come up. We don't plan our stressful situations. Tony.
Yay. And then I think this is the final one for our series is women's health and hormones. So we talked to you about getting to know what's normal for you, where you are, during your cycle and really tuning into your body and seeing what you need. We talk about the endocrine system and all of the organs that can affect our hormone balancing. We start with the liver because it really is the underpinning of all hormone balancing. We also touch on sleep, even though there's a session on sleep. You will see that there is some crossover between a lot of these sessions. So because everything kind of builds on everything else. So again, we talk to you about the importance of good quality sleep and how the pineal gland affects our melatonin and things like that. So a really good general session on women's health. Actually, I say general, but really we do go into quite a lot of depth in this session. And as I said, it's not just the liver, but we talk about caring for your pancreas and your thyroid and your adrenals as well. So so that's our recap of the 8 weeks.
Perfect. So feedback, if you so would like to. This is good for your learning. If you've been to these 8 sessions and you're just sitting there now, I see Jeff is probably thinking, what did I love the best? What really impacted me? And of course, we're always open to how can we do this better next time? What were you like and we talk about it live, like there's a lot of discussion. This is very like community based, and we do a live question and answer time at the end of every session, which is unrecorded. So we go a bit deeper into people's questions there. But if you feel like there's something that is like so desperately needs to be in that session, then please let us know about that as well. I'm just going to leave the feedback in the chat so we can keep kicking on. I wanted to remind everybody about the loyalty rewards program. So this is our monthly auto ship. It is really important to learn how this works because it saves you so much money to the point where you are going to look at your grocery bill and be like, oh my goodness, how has that dropped so much? And then a couple of years in, you're like, I never ever go down those aisles in the supermarket, any of them. Like I wouldn't know where to look down there for those things because I just don't visit them anymore, which is not something that you would think about when you get started with doTERRA, but it's a major win. Tony and actually all of us have got really good points on how we individually know how to use points for more expensive oils, or you use your points to get all of your products free. So things that you're buying in your household already, like your laundry detergent, your cleaner concentrate, your shampoo and conditioner, your soap, your deodorant, things that are like high purchase in your house, high use products. It's showing you some swaps that you can be doing with that, and you can get it free on the loyalty rewards program. So every order over 50 PV, just for a recap, you earn points on. So you get an extra 30% discount, which means that you're looking at this bottle of oil at 55% off the retail price every time you purchase something. So people look at that individually and look at the price next to it and go, oh my gosh, that's quite it's quite expensive, and you're like, yes, but I have like a bigger than 50% discount on that every time you look at a product. So if you didn't know that already, that's a major win. You also get your shipping costs back, which I think is so generous. Tony, did you want to add something in there?
Yeah, I was just going to add that each week during this series, we actually give you an example of what we call our monthly wellness box with some products relating to that that particular session. So when it's low tox, Sophia will have an example of a loyalty rewards order that you could do to to start your low tox or pain or whatever. So it's all relevant to each week. I was just going to throw that in.
Yeah, we do really help you. We've done our best to make it like we remember what it was like getting started, and none of us had this level of support, and this is exactly what we all wanted. So we've kind of created a series of stuff that we felt we needed, and it'll fast track you a couple of years probably if you listen to the stuff that we have here for you. That last point there, earning commissions, that is an opt-in thing. That is not something that you have to do. More than 95% of doTERRA is just customers. You just be a customer and you get all of the benefits of the above by being a customer. So this is one of the strong points of doTERRA is being a network marketing model. So a direct selling model is that you don't have to on-sell to anybody if you don't want to. But I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why you should or could, or there is that option there for you. So basically we have this refer a friend program. It's not really a program. It's just you refer a friend. It's really simple. And if you've found something that works for you, you tell your friend to call us. And then we do the matchmaking for their pain points to be met with natural solutions. I didn't word that very well, sorry. So you are on the rewards program and then you tell other people. It's really simple, right? So the refer a friend. The next thing that you might want to do is host a session. So these sessions are phenomenal because you get us either in person or online to speak specifically to your needs. So I have done sessions on a bunch of different topics for people who have said, look, can you come and talk? I did one for youth, for Christian youth on mental health specifically, as like a host a session, and we had half a dozen teenage girls there, and I got to talk about a whole range of things that is helpful for them in this season of their lives. Or it might be like a low tox thing, or it might not be a topic. It might just be like, tell me about the basics of essential oils, because I've never used essential oils before. So those sessions can be catered to whatever you want. And you basically and I said, make or buy a snack, because really a packet of Tim Tams is okay. And you pour the water and then we do everything else. So there's huge benefits, not just from an education point of view, but you also can be getting a lot of free product. We like to, lavish people with that point of view. So if you would like to host a session and you've been listening to us ramble on for a while and you're like, I actually want someone to do that specifically for me or my friends, online or in person, then please let us know after the session. And then the next point I have here is, did you enjoy doing that? Was that pretty fun? Well, maybe it's a time to make a commitment to yourself to share a bit more regularly. So you can talk to your mentor, and I'm saying the four of us are the mentors in this circumstance, for how to be consistent and get results that you desire. So you might just desire to get your monthly wellness box free every month for the rest of your life. And that is a really powerful gift, a really powerful goal to have. You will save yourself so much money. I will never, ever regret doing that for myself and my family, not just for the effect of my budget, but how it makes my home so much healthier. So that might be your goal, or the desire, the result that you might want is replacing your income. Like Sofia was like, you know what, I want to be at home with my kids. She's probably not thinking that right now when she's in lockdown. But, retiring herself from her normal job to be able to do this full time. And so she had a different desired result, and the result and the consistency of the action steps that she needed to do looked different from just getting that box free every month. Does that make sense? These are options. These are options for you. It's very much a choose your own adventure. So yes. I'll put here, see one, do one, teach one, because this is what we do when we're nursing. See one, do one, teach one. So all we do in doTERRA is we use essential oils, we learn, we educate, we dive deeper into why and how we could do that better, or what are some of our other options. And then we share with others on how to do that. We share what we've learned ourselves, and then we learn from other people, and then we repeat. So then we have learned something, and then we use them, and then we learn more, and then we share, and then we use them again. Yeah, it's pretty simple, right? So we also have an amazing community, and the support here is second to none. I have really felt the strength of the community, and I know people that jump in on these 8 weeks and commit to doing them and are there every week. Love the conversations, love the sense of togetherness. Feel free to type in the chat while I'm chatting about how you felt being part of this group. And you're so welcome to come back. When you're a customer with us, you can do this session in and out as many times as you want. We're all here all the time. I'm over 12 months of doing this every Thursday night, so I will be here for a long time yet. Tony, did you want to add something there?
Oh, I was just going to make the point about sharing on the last slide when you talked about sharing, and yeah, I just always remember how grateful I am for the person that shared essential oils with me, and I think I can't imagine what my life would be like if she hadn't been so generous as to put a drop of frankincense and ice blue in the palm of my hand that day. So I think when we talk about sharing, just remember how grateful you are that someone shared with you. And that makes it, I don't know, I just feel like I want to share more because I'm so grateful for that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's so true. Sorry, I shouldn't have just talked about the financial and physical benefit there, because really that's probably the most powerful thing in helping other people, being part of something that's so much bigger than yourself. I'm the same. I will eternally be grateful for that person who convinced me that trying this was a good idea. Changed my life, changing plenty of other people's lives, right? So that's really important. So community and support online and in person. Just don't ever underestimate the power of showing up. Just show up in your jammies, show up angry, let the dog wee on the floor or the baby scream, whatever. We've seen it all, we've done it all. We take pride in producing high quality education and resources, and then we commit our time to be there for you. So we show up, and so you showing up for yourself is making a big difference for you. And you never know when that information or that education or that community, it's not a community unless you're actually there. You need to come to that. It's not just an email that you read, okay? We're all in this together. So obviously you always have the option for live question and answers afterwards. And look, I think I was doing a session on pain and somebody asked me about treating a fungus in a horse or something. Like, we really do digress quite quickly. And that live question and answer, very topical about whatever's going on. So awareness is not enough. Action is where you get the results. And right now, this has been my theme at the moment. I'm thinking people are aware, but they're not taking action. Same deal, guys. The oils work when you get them out of the bottle. So we're here to make you feel really comfortable about getting them out of the bottle. So here's some reminders. Oh, not rules on logo, sorry. Oils only work if you use them, and you need to have fun with them. And there's an endless supply of resources and people. And this call is where you start that process and what you can always come back to. Be consistent, be open, and keep learning. So we have lots of resources and education that you can download, that you can tap into at any time, but really connect to the people and the product. Connect with the people and the product. And there's a really awesome website, and I was going to type in all of our websites, and I was like, you know what, just ask us specifically. That's why I've got the www.com here, because there is so much that we have for you. So I'm going to, when I can find my mouse, because sometimes this happens, I'm going to stop my screen share there. And if you've watched the session back, thank you very much. We're going to say goodbye to you because the recording is going to end, and then we're going to have a chat, as we always do, live.